We are about to go live. I am so excited to be here. Um, we're actually a couple minutes out, and so you'll get a chance to see this in the future when you do the replay. You know, the beautiful thing about this whole matter is axing. So the preliminary of identity first comes with asking for support, asking for the help, um, and asking people to share. And I see someone's on asking people to share about who they are and their journey and to share with us, what's going on. So I appreciate all of those who have and will watch this in the future. I'm still a couple minutes out. And what I'll say is this is one of the, and I'm an author already, and I've had a couple international best-selling things. However, books, not things, books. However, I just never anticipated the level of openness that this would cause. So I'm just looking for people, forward to people to come on and share this with me, this great opportunity. And the chat is open. If Hey, how you doing? Me too. I am so the song of the Lord. That is my friend Chad. Chad is like me. We're early all the time. So if you're in the room, can you please say something in the chat so I'll know who's in the room with me? And we're gonna go ahead and get started in just a few seconds. I am just so blessed to be here. And Chad, if y'all haven't checked him out, go out because he does original music, the song of the Lord, and he's just so phenomenal what the Lord has blessed him to unveil in this season. It will tap into your soul. So thank you, my friend, for being here with me and so many others that are signing on. If you are in YouTube, I can see you in the chat. If you are on Facebook, I cannot currently see that. However, I just want you to know I value you being here. So this is the launch, and I am so excited. You know how I am. I come in early and I start on time. So Nina, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you. So I come in early and start on time. I'm just one of those people, right? I just wanted to say, I want to tell you a story to start this off because the story is relevant. Before I retired, I was looking for my identity. I had the best job I've ever had. I was working the best place I ever worked in, making the most money I've ever made. And something was still, I was yearning for something. And in that meantime, I tapped into Napoleon Hill for a second time. And so what ended up happening is I found out my definite major purpose. Now, in that, what ended up happening, and it's going to relate to the book. What ended up happening is, and don't no judgment, I ended up literally purchasing 100 ISBN numbers. I know, right? 100, because I was going to retire and I was just going to start writing. So I think I filled out 6 the whole time period. And that was over 10 years ago. So I kind of put it away. And recently, the beginning of this year, every year I start the year off with international masterminders, and we do some things together. And international masterminders, and Anne McNeil is phenomenal. And what she taught us to do is to literally scribe out 10 areas of our lives that we were looking for to shift, to change, all of that, as if we were coming into the board of directors and asking for another year of growth. This year, mine was 20 books. And I had a conversation. God didn't say anything because I know I heard him. I kept on saying 20. Last year we said 3 and I don't think I did 1. So how are we going to do 20? And so what ended up happening with that is he showed me not the strategy, not the process. He showed me a system. And that's where identity first came, because I needed the system to move forward. So identity first, and thank you all for grabbing a copy and all of that. And if you haven't gotten your copy or you haven't gotten the free link, I'll provide that in the area as well. Thank you, Lise, for being here. She my girl, and so many others. So that is the key. The key is this. So when you step off into who you are and whose you are, everything changes. Everything shifts. So what happened for me was I ended up going into this mode of identity. And the reason that it came about was because I realized that there was a space that was fractured. And the more I looked at it, the fracture just became more and more obvious and evident. So as I looked at the fracture of what was happening in the world, I said, okay, what's the deal here? And so it was about the fracture being our original identity. So there's several things I had an issue with the book. So I ended up hiring 3 people. I just wanted to let you know the background. I mean, the back, because you see the book and you say, oh, that's so nice, and da, da, da. But you need to know a little bit about the journey, right? That's the whole reason for having the launch, is so you know that the journey is worth it. And I don't know what you are going through right now, but I want you to know that the journey is worth it. So what ended up happening is I ended up stepping into, okay, what is our mantra? Anybody who knows me knows that I go with mandates and what are we doing? So this is it. So identity first, creative mandate. So there's 12 books to this. Yeah, 12. And believe it or not, I know all 12 titles. And we are speaking to the soul of a person. A year ago, I started doing my 10-year soul mastery. I do a 10-year block of what the theme is, and it's been the soul. So soul of a person. This work carries weight, responsibility, and care. We do not provoke to manipulate, but to awaken. We do not calm to pacify, but to create safety for truth. Every image, every word, every moment is an invitation into a deeper perspective, one that honors the dignity of the human soul, the brilliance already present, and the possibilities that are waiting to be remembered. I did not say discovered. I said to be remembered. And this was given to me, right? And the Lord just blessed me and downloaded this. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process, because I was trying to change it. And every time I tried to change it, I would lose the file. We're not going to have hair on fire yet. So we move with compassion. We create with reverence. We lead without force. Identity comes first always. And that is so relative. However, the process of anything is not at least is not what I imagine. So why does success still feel heavy? I mean, I've been successful. I've been in all of these positions, executives, all this wonderful stuff, not because I was in the wrong place, not because it was the wrong time, not because I was doing the wrong thing. It was that there was greater ahead. I needed to tap back into something deeper, something more relevant for me. I had to tap into my definite major purpose, not against anybody else's, but to literally trust the journey that I have been created and designed for. Now, is that journey easy? Nah. it's not. And this is the picture that I went through. Hair on fire, coffee cup, the phone, all of this was happening. So just to tell you a little bit about the story of this book and the 12 and the other 11 that's coming, part of it is these are the roadblocks I ran into. I run into the roadblock of me imagining what it was supposed to look like versus what I had been assigned to do. I didn't want the white space in the book, but I'm a neural change practitioner. I'm a master coach in that area, right? And the white space was needed so that people could breathe, so people could build a cadence, so people would think. Because when we don't do that, we read over, but we don't read into. It doesn't give us a chance to settle for a moment and think. And so the cadence in this book is intentional. It is something that opens us up. And yes, I did fight against it. Can we talk about it? I did fight against it. However, I know for a fact it works. So how do we learn and grow and all of that? We grow in spaces when we can think and breathe. So some of the roadblocks I ran into was the number of pages. I wanted it to be big, and he said under 100, and I said, but it's so powerful. It needs to be something that a person can not just read through, but actually embrace. So that's what I'm asking you to do. Whether you got the 15-page journal, quiet, calm, or you got the book, or you get all the books, don't just read them. Literally let the books read you. Be honest. So then the thing I had, remember I told you I had 100 ISBN numbers. So I wanted to use mine. It wouldn't work. So I ended up using Fighting and Screaming, mind you, Hair on Fire, Fighting and Screaming. I ended up using Amazon's because at some point, righteous indignation does not cause you to move forward with your assignment. So I had to calm myself and say, wait a minute, is it more important to use the stuff that you haven't used in 10 years? Or is it more important to put the book out? The book won, and I'm glad it did. Now, the other thing I ran into was the upload. Now, the thing with the upload is this, and this is for anybody who's writing a book, and I don't know if you're aware of it. Edge, when I saved in Edge, which is a program that you need, when I saved in Edge, KDP doesn't accept it. So I was trying to make the program smaller. So this is what I'm going to ask you. What in your life are you attempting to make smaller? To have it fit into a system, to have it fit in because you think if you make yourself smaller, if you shrink what you're doing, that it'll start fitting. It was never meant to fit. I was working with the wrong system. As soon as I came out of Edge, and I went to the right system, guess what? It uploaded. It wasn't the file. It wasn't any of that. And I'm just being honest because sometimes we think people kick out books, and I'm working through some stuff, kicking out books, and it's easy. I want to be honest with you of what it took to do the launch. I don't want to just say, hey, and let's celebrate, even though I am celebrating, believe me. I want you to know more than that because I believe there are writers and authors on here. There are people that desire and have things within themselves that they want to publish. And I want to tell you that God has provided me a system that is phenomenal. And I have no problem sharing it. So that is the key. The key is don't shrink your vision, your purpose, your destiny, your identity, and borrow anybody else's. Don't do any of that. Gird yourself up and step out on who you are Because why be a copy of something when you can be original? Now, that sounds easy, but it's not always easy. So I just want to encourage you to walk your process. So, the system to write the 20 books. Wow. Now, what I want to, before I go into that, let me make sure. So, I want to say this. If you have not received your free 15-page PDF, after this, I will drop it into the comments section and you can get it because I want everybody to get a copy of that. It gives you a taste of what it is before you move forward. Okay. And the reason for the 15-page, because somebody asked me, well, girl, please put one sheet out there, whatever. When you're doing something, be true to who you are. When you are a person of excellence, let everything you do align to that because it's representing your identity and who you are, and that matters. Okay. So that's just something to encourage you. And I don't know what you have going on. If you want to share in the chat, if you have a book idea, please list it in the chat. If you're interested in writing a book, put yes in the chat so I can reach out to you and tell you about a master class that we're going to have. That's at no cost because it needs to start off that way, because I want everybody who has something to say to not allow fear to stop them, because I don't want any of us to be one of the ones that take all the amazing stuff that we've been assigned and not share it and take it to the grave. I'm going to live to 130 unless rapture happens. So we got some time. However, let's start and do that. Okay. So what I was going to share with you though next is actually a couple places in the book. Because I went into the neuroscience space, I want you to know that part of what this is your brain has a cadence to it. Our brain is always looking to solve problems, and it was designed to keep us safe. So when we want to change, our brain typically says, I'm good. So working with that is something that is a continual process. But I want you to know it's worth it. So in chapter 10, it talks about the brain, attention, and the inner agreement. When we, as an individual, start teaching our brain that we're safe and our ideas, and our brain will start working with us instead of, and I'm going to talk about me. I used to tell my brain, well, we're going to be a size whatever. My brain said, yeah, I've heard that 50 times, whatever, right? Or I'm going to do whatever, but I didn't keep it. My brain then, my self-talk came back to me and said, you've said that, and it's not true. So it's more than just affirming something. It's the doing of it. So I love that. Don't reduce God, reach up to him. I love it. And the key with that is moving forward even when it's hard. So this says the brain, attention, and the inner agreement. It says that the brain does not seek truth. See, our brain doesn't know the truth from a lie. It seeks coherence. Long before conscious thought evaluates a situation, the brain is already organizing perception based on what it feels internally that's consistent. Attention is not neutral. It is directed by agreement. So that's why it is so important to have identity first. This is why alignment changes what you notice. And I mentioned earlier that I hired 3 people to do some work. I felt like I didn't need to do it. I could hire somebody to do it. All three of it, none of it worked. I gave them each a chapter, none of it worked. But once I looked at the system, and it's called Atticus, the system that I was working with, and I decided that I could do it. Can I tell you the truth? I felt like I didn't have any other choice. Once I decided that I could do it, the way I looked at it changed. So, what I'll say is when we look at a thing differently, the thing we look at changes. It didn't make the system any easier. What it made was my brain said, okay. And my body said, okay, we're going to do this. So I was in agreement with learning it. So just be careful how we walk into a space because we can defeat ourselves before we ever get started. And it's not because it's something we can't do. It's something we've already decided we're not going to do. So I value time. I'm going to do a couple other things about the book. If you have questions about the book, I'm going to move this microphone a little bit so I can see the chat. My dad said, blessings, daughter. This is my spiritual dad, y'all. And him and my Alice is phenomenal. So, and I'm learning. Y'all see, I'm learning. I'm learning to put stuff up. Y'all need to follow him. And also, this is chat. Don't reduce God. Reach up to him. Because God lives in eternity. We live in time. He's the one with, right? So we reach up to him. So I love that. And so do y'all have questions about the book? Why is it 12 areas? It is 12 different ones. I'm also working on a children's book. Thank you, Kimberly. Oh, this is my girl. I'm coming to visit you, girl. Stop playing. Congrats. Oh, you're so sweet. So can I tell y'all this? In my life, I typically don't ask for people to do things. I don't ask for people to do things not because they won't help. It's because I've always been the one that helped others. And I have always had my super cape on, so I didn't need help. Everybody needs help. It may be a little thing, but y'all being here, literally, y'all being here is just priceless for me. And it took work for me to ask. However, it's me changing. It wasn't that you were never present. All of you always have been. It's that I typically learned to do this. And maybe you can relate to it too. Success, move on. Success, move on. Success, move on. I never stopped to celebrate. So what is happening in your life where you're having success, but you're not pausing to celebrate? You're not even allowing people to celebrate with you. So this is huge. And it's not about the purchase of the book. Otherwise, I wouldn't give the free thing away, right? It's bigger than that. It's about impacting the world. So what are you doing that you need to impact the world? This is my cuz. And I appreciate everybody being here. So we're going to close down in just a few moments. I think there's one more thing. And again, I'm going to put this in the, so you get your free 15-page PDF if you haven't. And yes, you can buy the book. Really, you can. It's a book. It's on Kindle. It's all of that. And if you go to my Stand store, which is to take you there, there's an assessment out there. Because like I said, I'm certified neurochange. And so it's an assessment to help identify where you are. And there's also a workbook. So there's some other things out there that will help you get the best out of the book. Okay. So as we come to a close, I want to just give you some information about some additional things that's happening. One of them is I'm going to, and I want to choke myself, but when you identify, whether it be your voice or whatever, it is important that you then move forward. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm doing Monday coffee, and it ain't long. So if you're not on, it's okay. It's recorded, but it's just Monday coffee to help people get through their week. Then Wednesday calm is really not me on a live. It's going to be some information, some insight, probably recorded. But Friday, we're doing money, however, without betraying yourself. How do you build wealth without betraying yourself? And that's going to be some things that we're going to do. And I just want y'all to be aware of that so we can go on. And yes, I will provide you information about the PDF. If I was Patrice, my daughter, she would already have it done and it would be sitting in the chat. But my name is Johnnie. So I do not have it there. So anyway, that's where we're at. So please follow. If you are, even if you're not on YouTube, please subscribe. I am working to get over 500 subscribers. I'm not even close, but that doesn't matter. So if you can help by subscribing and sharing, I would greatly appreciate it. So as we come to close, if y'all have questions, thank you. Oh, mama. My Alice is out here talking about congratulations. She's so sweet. And so that's what I'll say. I appreciate you again. I'm not going to keep you. If you don't have questions about the book, or even if you do, I am on Instagram. I am on all of that. If you're interested in writing a book, or you've been writing a book for years in some cases, and there's nothing wrong with that, no judgment, and you want to go ahead and deliver that baby, just reach out, and then I'll do some things online if it's not a lot of you. But if it's a lot of you, I'll do just a free masterclass to show you that it's possible and to give you some insight and maybe some accountability, because it's about all of us. So as it closes, and I feel like I'm a preacher now, Dad, I'm closing for the second, the third time now. So anyway, this is the deal. Value you, do your work, and then value people. Value you, do your work, and then value people. And be authentic to who you are. So, and if you have questions, when you have questions, don't hesitate to reach. I am on, I'm not on social media a lot, y'all, but I am on Instagram more than most other places. So, so reach out. And again, I appreciate you. I want you to have an amazing day. And I want this investment of your time, your energy, and even your resources to multiply 100-fold return on it. And that's something that you can work with on your end. Continue to visit. Every month, I plan on having something that will add value to you on the Stand Store. That's why staying connected to me on YouTube is so powerful, because that's where to be announced. But more than anything, I just want to celebrate you for being here. So I am Johnnie, and I am so privileged to have each and every one of you that have taken your valuable time to spend with me today. And I just want you to know that I was nervous, not because I don't talk, because I talk all the time, but I was nervous because I was excited. I was, so I'm just really grateful. I just subscribed. Thank you, Dad. So anyway, so if y'all do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. Have an amazing day. Remember, Coffee chat on Mondays. Wednesday is calm. And let's talk money on Friday. Okay. So if you have questions or anything like that you want me to address, don't forget, reach out, touch, because it takes the whole community. Don't get caught up in foolishness. It takes the whole community. Know what you want and speak your truth. It takes the whole community. It takes humanity. So thank you. Have an amazing day.